If I traded it all.
So welcome back. Now, my next guest has never been on the show before. I have with me Tom Can, and he is a financial consultant for Freedom Equity Group. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You're really excited about being here and about what you do. Go ahead.
Carol, thank you for having me here, first of all, and thrilled to be here and tell my story. That because all Phoenix has to know about.
So listen up. Go ahead.
So, my crusade, Freedom Equity Group, is to allow people to know that there is a new type of life insurance out there that you don't have to die to benefit from. So if you get cancer, stroke, heart attack, any of those diseases, you have got a bucket of money that you can rely on to live on. And that's huge because, let's face it, 6 million people every year come down with a stroke, heart attack, or cancer. 70% of us that have that live, and 50% of those go bankrupt, and that is horrendous.
Well, we're going to be talking about that. Also, today you have another crusade that you're on, and which I want to talk about first because you're going to be giving something away with this.
Excellent.
So go ahead and tell them about the tax-free retirement plan. Go ahead.
Well, there are a lot of smart people who are doing a lot of dumb things with their money. And it's not our fault because we've been taught, basically, ever since 1981 when they, invented the 401k, to invest in a 401k or an IRA. But in reality, those are dumb plans because they're taxable, they have capital gains, they have huge fees, and they've got risk. In our plan, we don't have any of those. We have no taxes involved, so you can put in what you can afford. There is no risk because it's insured and guaranteed by insurance companies. And the fees are 1/4 of the fees that the Wall Street has.
Well, you are going to offer for everyone. It's a summary of benefits for a tax-free retirement plan. So everyone's going to get this. Basically, tell them what you do with that. So if somebody was to call you, you do free consultations. Tell them what you would do with that summary of benefits. How does that work?
Okay, so for example, I can give you my daughter. She's 27 years old. She can only afford $100 a month to put away. So right away, that $100, the first day, bought her a $171,000 life insurance policy with free living benefits. God forbid she gets anything along the way. She now has a bucket of money which she can rely on. All right? The liquidity is there because as you put in that $100 a month, let's say 10 years from now, she decides to buy a car. Well, instead of going to the bank to buy the car and to finance it, she can do it from her own bank. So she can take out at any time 90% of the money that she puts into this plan. She can take out without risk and without fees, unlike the 401k or IRA, which you have to be 59 and a half to do.
Wow.
And they do have fees and penalties, strong penalties.
So a lot of people don't know about this, you're saying.
Yeah. So the best part of it, Carol, when she's 69, she no longer, at 69, that's the last time she puts in the $100 a month. At 70 years old, she can now take out, and this is historical, on a historical basis, she can take out $68,000 a year, tax-free for the next 50 years.
Now, we're going to open up the lines to the audience for people to call in for this. It's a free summary of benefits because everybody's different.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what it is. It's all about that. You have to find out. So what we're going to do, we're going to let you call in, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. It's a free summary of benefits for a tax-free retirement plan. He does free consultations with everyone. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. This is really just finding out what you can and cannot do that's not going to cost you the tax of it. And it's a free consultation. It's informational. That's what what he wants to do right now is just give people information because a lot of people don't know about this. You can call us here at 602-277-5369 and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You can also check him out. It's a little bit long, but we're going to say it anyway. It's Tom Cann, and it's Kann, so it's TOMKANN freedomequitygroup.com. You can also call them direct. The number is 602-448-5088. But our lines are open here, and I'm going to let everyone who's calling in, you're getting the summary of benefits for a free, tax-free retirement plan. That'll tell you a little bit about what you can do and what you can't do because everyone's different. So 602-277-5369 and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Go ahead.
Okay. So, there are 300 million policies out there, okay? And just like a telephone, a television, you have to upgrade your policies. So if you don't have living benefits, there are, as I said, 300 million policies out there, less than 1% have living benefits. So most likely, your policy does not have living benefits. If you can get these for free, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you upgrade your life insurance policy?
So how does somebody do that? If they are, obviously they just call you up, they find out a little bit about it, they cancel the other one, they get into you. How does it work?
Well, don't cancel until you're approved.
Okay.
Okay, so
And how do you get approved?
Well, you have to submit an application, basically, and some people, if you have over $250,000 of life insurance, then you do a paramed. Mm-hmm. So we'll send out a paramed to your home to take blood and fluids, mm-hmm. and they will evaluate you. They will give you a rating, mm-hmm. either standard tobacco, standard non-tobacco, preferred, so on, and then they will, approve you at that rating.
So this is pretty unbelievable, some of these things that you're talking about.
It's revolutionary, Carol. This revolutionizes the life insurance industry as we know it. We're in the embryonic stage of a huge crusade here.
So you do free consultations. Do you do those over the phone? How does that work? Do you come to them? How does that work?
Well, basically, we do a needs analysis. Okay, we look into what your financial needs are right now and what are you looking, to retire with. And then we'll let you know whether it's realistic. But this retirement plan, it works for everybody. You can put in a 1-year-old putting in at $25 a month, okay, gets a $100,000 policy. And when they turn 70 years old, they historically can take out $125,000 a year tax-free for the rest of their life, or 50 years from 70 to 120 years.
This sounds like the perfect tax-free retirement plan for starting off with somebody who's obviously younger. Anybody obviously can do it, but if you were in your 40s, your 50s, obviously there's a lot of times that's when people start to think about it for whatever reason.
Sure.
So you can call in here and you can get the summary of benefits for a tax-free retirement plan. He does free consultations with everyone. I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. This is just informational for you. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can also call him direct at 602-448-5088. Your website has a ton of videos on it and a lot of information. So it's really good idea for people to also go there, which is Tom, Cann, Kann, freedomequitygroup.com. We have a couple more minutes, so what else should we talk about with this?
Okay, so basically, look at what you have now. Look at the IRAs. Look at the 401ks. They're completely at risk. Our plan is risk-free, and it throws off between 8 and 10% a year, tax-free. How good is that?
How good is that? There's no penalties?
There are no penalties. I mean, you just have to understand that. And what I tell people, if you start a program, if you start this plan, make sure that you can put in that money for at least 10 years. Because that's very important.
And it is also, to them, it's what they can afford.
Exactly. You can afford it. I mean, if you can afford $50 a month, you're going to have that benefit throughout your life?
Well, the number to call him direct, he does free consultations at 602-448-5088. It's Tom, TOMKANN.freedomequitygroup.com. Call us here and get this information. It's summary benefits for a tax-free retirement plan at 602-277-5369.